Hi, everybody. Things are a little different today. That's my dining room. You're seeing my windows, my CD player, collection of hats, and a whole bunch of CDs and other crap. We're gonna do a review today. And as you can see, I've had to change my format, my layout, if you will. I usually say that, and I thank you and welcome to a special review, but today really is a extra special review because today I'm not going to review a toy. I'm also going to review the kindness and generosity of people. Today we are reviewing San Diego Comic-Con 2011 G.I. Joe Transformers Starscream with Cobra Commander. This was available at the 2011 San Diego Comic-Con. It is a repaint of the now released 30th anniversary G.I. Joe Sky Striker, done as Starscream, the Transformers toy. The box is a takeoff of the never released, never written 5th issue of the Marvel G.I. Joe Transformers crossover miniseries. It was out of continuity with both lines and featured the Joes destroying Bumblebee. This was the first time, but not the last time, that G.I. Joe and Transformers crossed over in the comics. Later on in the early 90s, there was a 3-part story that ran as a backup to G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, that featured Megatron helping, Cobra Commander helping Megatron get a new body, a tank, which is going to be his G2 form in the G2 Transformers line. Later on, that figure was tributed in the 6-inch titanium line when the second figure released was Megatron as a tank. It even mentioned Cobra Commander on the bio. In the early 2000s, Dreamwave and Devil's Due did a few G.I. Joe Transformer crossovers. Dreamwave actually only did one, which was a period piece set in World War II. Devil's Due had a better series because it was like a series of miniseries that had a combined story. Cobra Law were actually devotees and followers of Unicron, who they worshipped as a god. Serpentor was a cyborg created by American scientists based on Megatron's designs. And Cobra found the Ark when it crashed in 1984 and took both the Decepticon and Autobot robots and modified them into Cobra vehicles. I should take a step back and mention that if you search online, you'll be able to find a prototype for a 1993 G.I. Joe Transformers crossover toy line. It's a green Jeep personnel carrier that transforms into a robot that was designed to hold G.I. Joes. So, to the figure at hand. I hope you get an idea just how big this box is. It's not as big as the original Sky Striker box, and I'll show you why in a moment. But we have the comic art on the side, on the front. We have some still photos here on the side of Cobra Commander, showing the missiles, the cockpit. What I think is nice is on the other side, we have a homage to the old back of box from the G.I. Joe vehicles. Some of the larger vehicles, they didn't do photos of. They did these red, white, and black style of blueprints of sorts. And it shows the working wings, the working landing gear. On the back, you get a very nice photo photoshopped, of course, of the Starscream jet, with certain parts opened up to show the internal workings, his energon converter, hyperpower missiles, the spark chamber, and then the working bits on the plane side, the landing gear, cockpit, and pivoting wings. I came to get this figure through the generosity of someone known to the Joe community as Gyre Viper. I hope I'm saying his name right. I know him as Gary Goggles. He is a fan of my podcast, and I mentioned that I really was having a hard time getting one of these because I cannot justify the prices he was going for on eBay. I get a message from him saying, hey, I need your mailing address. I have some fan mail, and I got this. But I'm going to talk more about that later. Let's open up the box and see what we have inside. Okay, everybody. Just before I start putting it together, let me show you what you get in the box. First of all, you get this large sheet of stickers. Check that out. It also has instructions to putting it together, and something I think is really cool, you have bio cards for Megatron, because, you know, that's the pistol Cobra Commander comes with, Starscream, because that's the jet, and Cobra Commander. What's nice is Cobra Commander is done like the old style file card, while Starscream and Megatron are done as an old G1 tech spec. Put those aside. Now, a lot of people have shown me the pieces, but I want to show you how it comes in the box. Basically, let me get this out here. This is it. You have the main fuselage here. You have the thrusters, the missiles, some wing panels. I'm sorry, some panels from the vehicle, the fins. Over here you have the canopy with Cobra Commander in there, and up here is the nose cone. Unlike the original Sky Striker, this they retooled it so it can be broken down and fit into the new limitations that stores require toy makers, so the product will fit on the shelf. You know, they can't have it taking up so much space. To be honest, I am a little concerned about how I'm going to store this, because I've heard once it's together, you can't take it apart. Speaking of which, now it's time to put this bad boy together. Okay, 2 minutes shy of an hour. That includes stickering and assembly. Here's what we have. This is Starscream, or as he's commonly referred to, Star Striker. Going by the instructions, the wings are a one-time assembly. You plug them in and you go. I do think the tail fins and the stabilizers will be removable, as are the missiles, obviously. A lot of custom sticker work, and I have to say I was impressed. The stickers stuck. The last time I really labeled a G.I. Joe vehicle, the glue on the stickers was crap. Let's go through and see what I did. Start off at the nose cone. Gonna zoom in a little. You guys got to bear with me a little. I'm not in my usual positioning, so this is where some of the customization came in. You do have your usual rescue, whatever that is. I decided over here to go with the Decepticon Air Force logo. Of course, I had to put the Starscream crown. That is, like, you know, one of my favorite logos. Interesting enough, it's a combination of his crown and the shoulder pads to his cape. Whoever really came up with that, that's a great idea. I'd love to see that on a t-shirt. On this side, it says Cobra Commander with two Autobot scratched out logos, much like they do on a plane. Turning it around, on this side, it's most of the same. The only difference is instead of Cobra Commander, it says Starscream. I'm not sure if that's coming up at all. I'm a little hesitant to zoom in anymore just because I'm not sure if the print will come up. Let me give it a shot. Oh, that's a tight shot right there. Unfortunately, it's like gray on white, so yeah, it's not really coming in. The Decepticon logos, the crown and stuff, that's all customizable. You can customize it. Yeah, tripping over my own words. From the top down, you can see I left it a little sparse. There's a lot of no-step warning stickers. My attitude was, this is Starscream. He's not going to care if a human steps where he's not supposed to, falls over, or gets burned. That's why I also didn't put on the jet intake stickers. I just put on these two little thruster indicators. I also put on the fake rub sign. One thing I did do is I put on the Decepticon logos here and on the nose cone. I'm going to turn it over. I'll show you what I did on the back. One thing I should mention, holding this up like so, if you notice here, there's a sticker that says when the lever's pulled back, the wings are extended. Don't worry, I'll demonstrate the functions in a minute. There was another sticker that's supposed to go up here to show that the wings are closed. Now, on the instructions, it showed that this whole section was shifted forward a little, that there was an equal amount of space to put the stickers on. There wasn't. Moving down, you can see this is a custom thing for me. I took some of the extra stickers and I put another Decepticon Air Force, this with the crown logo on the front, on the back here. Ooh. I should mention that the missiles do stay on quite nicely for me, as long as my fat fingers don't hit them and knock them off. Okay, coming around onto the tail fin. Let me see if I can zoom in for you and give you a good shot of the tail fin. This was kind of tricky. This was a situation where I was really confused because the instructions show this large red sticker going a certain way, and no matter how I did it, I ended up with a little overlap, and I ended up going over some nice detailing. It's hard to see on this side, so I'll turn it around because the other sticker is the Cobra Decepticon logo. I put one on in the purplish blue as the traditional colors, and then so it would be easier to see, I took the other one in red. Again, that's a customizable feature. Moving forward to the front of the plane a little, I just want to draw attention to you have removable panels. Little engine detail, nothing major. Not really something I would say is Starscream. Moving to the underside of the plane, you can have a little fun here. If you notice on his wings, let me show you. You can see his D-22. That was the classification in Japan, that Starscream was the 22nd Decepticon released in the Transformers line. You got to keep in mind their numbering over there was odd. I think he also represents Diaclone, as in, he was the 22nd Diaclone. There are some stickers on the missiles. Let me center this. Well, let me put him down for a minute, because if you don't know if you noticed, one of the tail fins came off. like I said, these things snap in and out rather easily. I mean, it could be a little tighter, but hey, you know what? I'd rather it be looser than breaking. Let me show you some of the missiles. First off, right here, this says AIM 222. Don't know what that is, but in small little print, it says Heat Seeker. That's one of his missiles. The one that's really cool, on the original Sky Striker and on the 30th anniversary, is the torpedo. I don't remember if it's a torpedo or extra full fuel tank. It's this big one right here. That had two stickers on it that say Null Cannon. There is one more sticker that I really can't show you. It's in the cockpit, and I have no idea what they were thinking. It's supposed to go on the display inside, but it really doesn't fit. I mean, it's a little bit too big, and that's a complaint I've heard from a lot of people about the Sky Strikers, both this and the Starscream one, is that it really, some of these stickers are just not cut right. Let me give you a little quick shot of the cockpit. As you can see, a lot of nice detail. That's the parachute cord you pull. Fold up display, that's where that sticker is. Really nice. I mean, again, you know, how much of this detail is necessary for Starscream? How much is necessary for, you know, in that regard? So let's go over the features. As you can see, opening cockpit. I did show you the removable panels. Let's, of course, go to the biggies. Retractable landing gear. This is from, now, the way it's geared is with the wings out, the landing gear is down. You flip that top lever I showed you earlier, the wings go in, and the landing gear goes up. This is stupid. For most people, they want the... when I'm talking to you, I'm putting them... Oh, not getting... They want the landing gear to be out while the wheels are out. I've seen modifications that involve breaking the gear system inside. I mean, I ruined my Sky Striker as a kid just because I didn't understand what was going on. But I'm not going to do it to this or one of the ones I buy in the store. Yes, I mean, they did this, they meaning Hasbro did this to be as faithful to the original toy as possible. And I can understand that. There's also a rumor they might do a running change where the cockpit will be a two-seater like the original. Okay, I wouldn't mind seeing that, but I really wish they would fix the wings, and unfortunately it doesn't sound like that's something they're going to do. So, Starscream came with a pilot. Very special pilot. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at that figure next. And here he is. Starscream comes with his pilot, Cobra Commander. I'm sure most of you know why Cobra Commander was included with this figure. For those of you who may not, the voice of Starscream, as well as Cobra Commander, was performed by the voice actor Chris Latta. In fact, one of the early rumors I heard about this figure was that it was going to include a cockpit sticker that said Christopher Collins, which was his birth name. It's kind of tricky. He changed his name to his stepfather's name or something like that, but then he would sometimes still use Collins, or like he would switch back and forth. Either way, to include Cobra Commander is a very nice touch. From the neck down, Cobra Commander is a repaint of 30th Anniversary Ace, who will be coming with the mass retail release of the Sky Striker. Ace is made up from the parts of the lower legs come from Pursuit Cobra Skydive. The upper legs come from 25th Anniversary Wild Bill, and I think the 25th Anniversary Ace as well. You can tell because there are the nubs here from where Wild Bill's holsters were for his pistols. The chest and arms come from Renegade's 5-pack Jetpack Duke. I think it's chest and arms. I may be leaving something out. The head is from the 25th Anniversary Best of the 80s DVD pack that, as you can see, has the chrome and the rather nice sculpted helmet. Now, the figure does have an accessory. This accessory is rather nice. He comes with the first ever release by Hasbro in the 3 3/4 inch scale of Megatron. This is his fully tricked out Walther P90 with stock and silencer. I don't know if Cobra Commander ever used him in the Marvel comic book series, but I know in the Devil's Due, he actually had Megatron under his control. He was able to freeze him in gun mode and carried him as a weapon. Interesting to note that there was a 25th Anniversary comic 2-pack that the design was closer to that G.I. Joe Transformers Devil's Due design Cobra Commander with a hood and cape, and the holster he had could fit this Megatron, and I'm surprised they didn't use that. Needless to say, the holster here on Cobra Commander will not be able to hold Megatron. I'm fairly certain Cobra Commander can hold Megatron, and you know what? I'm actually going to put him in his left hand, since that left hand has a molded trigger finger. Just give me a second here, folks. I know I'm doing this out of camera. It's the first time I'm doing it. Give you like a little... See, these are the Resolute hands, and holy Moses. Geez, folks. Well, I mean, at least you're seeing how much work it's going to be. Oh, wait, there. I think I got it. Maybe if I try hooking the finger first into the trigger. Thank God this is all soft plastic, or else I'd be breaking something by now. Yep, there we go. Aha! Here we go. It took a little bit. It ain't exactly pretty because you gotta hold, you really gotta turn the wrist sideways, and look at that, he's getting hooked into the web gear, but there it is. He can hold it. He can. Yeah, the finger, basically what I did is I hooked the finger into the trigger guard and looped it around, but there you go. He is holding it. I don't think I'll ever take it out of his hand. He can point it. I mean,
am Cobra Commander, and I am shooting you.
So yeah, now for articulation is, arms do fully rotate, bicep swivel, wrist swivel. The knees have and legs have full articulation. It's not really hindered by the web gear, which is that backpack. Legs go out, double jointed knees, ankle swivel, pivot forward, pivot back. Um, the head, I actually had a pop because the paint had, gone into the ball joint, but he can look left and right, up and down, and he can hold Megatron. After much struggle, he can hold Megatron. This is a nice bonus to the Sky Striker, or as I like to refer to it, the Star Striker. They didn't have to include him. Like I said, it was a really nice touch they did. I think it's a unique look for Cobra Commander. I've never seen him in pilot gear. I think we've seen him in pretty much everything else. So yeah, we'll be back in a minute with our final thoughts on the whole package. The Star Striker with Cobra Commander from San Diego Comic-Con is an awesome toy. If you can find it on eBay, I can't recommend it for more than $50 just because of what it is and what the Sky Striker goes for at retail. Now, at the beginning of this review, I said that this was more than just a review of a toy. This is about kindness being passed forward. Someone appreciated something I do so much that they gave this to me. So I appreciate my listeners of the What's on Joe's Mind podcast, as well as my viewers here on YouTube. I'm going to challenge you. I want each of you to play this kindness forward. I know it sounds cliche. I know it was just a movie back when everyone thought Haley Joel Osment was going to be the actor of the world. Where is he now? Aside. But what I want you to do is, and you don't have to do it right now. You don't have to do it as soon as you're done watching this. Christmas is coming. Toys for Tots is a great charitable organization. I can understand if you really can't afford to donate money, but you can donate your time. I play Santa Claus for various charities during the holiday season. You can do that. You can volunteer at a Christmas party or a holiday party. Volunteer at a soup kitchen. Volunteer with the Boy Scouts of America. That's an organization I've been involved with for over 20 years. Just find some way to show some supreme level of kindness to someone during your day. This is your old pal Chuck. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.